Hi, I'm Doug Barber, sports writer with the Sun Herald.
I'm Patrick Magee, sports writer for the Sun Herald, and we're the sports guys.
And we're going to talk about some of the big games this week on the high school football scene, the first weekend of the high school football season. I'm going to be talking about the Shrimp Bowl between Bay High and Gulfport and Biloxi and Pearl River Central on Saturday.
I'll be talking about the Battle of the Cats between Moss Point and Pascagoula, and the Pascagoula River Bowl between Van Cleve and East Central. Obviously, Moss Point Pascagoula is one of the biggest rivalries on the coast, no matter what level, what classification. You have Pascagoula coming in with a very talented team. Last year was a 10-win squad. They have a lot of talent back, a lot of experience. They'll have the edge there in a lot of different ways. But Moss Point is a team in its first year under head coach Willie Brown. Willie Brown's really trying to instill a new attitude, a new approach on offense in the wing tee. So they're still trying to feel their way through things. But you hear chatter at Moss Point has a pretty good team, maybe can exceed expectations in Class 4A this year. But that being said, still a lot to learn from Moss Point. They'll probably be feeling their way through the early season. Pascagoula with so much talent on offense and defense, you give Pascagoula a significant edge on its home field. In the River Bowl between East Central and Van Cleve, Van Cleve's coming off a very good season, 7-6, had their deepest run in the postseason ever to the third round, losing to Quitman. They've got some talent back from that team. They're changing quarterback. Parker Bork is the new guy there. But Walter Williams, who's committed to Louisiana Lafayette, had a big season last year, is in position to maybe even put up more yardage than he did last year. So East Central is a team in its second year under Seth Smith. The first year was a rough one, but you saw progress. They competed throughout. And I expect East Central to really challenge Van Cleve on the defensive side of the ball much better than they did last year. I think East Central will be a more physical team. I still see Van Cleve maybe kind of winning this game late in the fourth quarter, pulling away a 28-10 victory for the Bulldogs.
Well, of course, my game is going to be on Saturday, not Friday, so that's maybe a little bit strange. But in the Shrimp Bowl, we have Bay High going up against Gulfport, and Gulfport is pretty loaded. Rashad Floyd moves to quarterback. The whole offensive line is back. A whole bunch of wide receivers. And Gulfport has a new defensive look. You know, they're a 6A club, which, you know, they're going to be in the state championship hunt. They're playing Bay High, who's, you know, trying to bounce back. They've got a new quarterback. You know, I just got to go with Gulfport in this one, something like 35-7. Biloxi Pearl River Central could be a little more compelling. Biloxi looked good offensively last week in a Jamboree, but not so good against the ground game. And guess what? Pearl River Central has a pretty good ground game. So I think we're going to see a score fest kind of similar to the Picayune-Biloxi game from 2 years ago in the Shrimp Bowl. Only this time I think Biloxi is going to come out on top. I'm looking at Biloxi to win this game something like 35-27. And with that, we're going to see you all in the stands Friday and Saturday night.